What's going on, y'all? In this video, I want to talk about you just don't want it bad enough. And when I say you don't want it, what I'm talking about is you have this idea of like, yo, I want to change this. I need to change this aspect in my life or change this part of my life, right? And it's almost like you want the end result, you want the transformation, but it's like you don't want it. You don't want that transformation so badly enough that you're willing to put in the work, the effort, the intention to get that transformation. You see what I'm saying? You want that end result, but you're not willing to do what it takes to get it. That's what I mean. You simply don't want it bad enough. Because you have to understand that whatever it is you're trying to achieve, whether it's you trying to get in the gym. I know my physique ain't looking like it normally do, man. I ain't been able to work out in a couple of months due to the dislocated shoulder. But you may want to start working out, right? But you're like, I hate going to the gym. I'm not trying to be around a bunch of strangers. You already done psyched yourself out. You already talked yourself out of taking the steps to get to that transformation. And I want to talk about why you just don't want it bad enough, man. And something that comes to my mind when I think about that, man, is like I hate the fact that most of us will have to hit rock bottom to finally change something in our lives. And that's why I pump out this content. I send out these messages because I don't want you to have to hit rock bottom. I've been to rock bottom. I didn't spent time in my car, slept in my car. I didn't been locked up in the county. I done DOC time. This is not to toot my own horn, Man, I was telling myself the other day, I feel like I didn't live 7 lives, and I might do that video too. But this is not to get all like off of a tangent, man. It's really just to say I've been down too. I know you have too, and I don't want you to have to like hit that wall in order for something to shake you up so much to make you finally change what you got to change. I'm hoping that this content is kind of inspiring you and teaching you how to change, all right? And it could be anything, man. It could be like I said, wanting to get in the gym. Maybe you got habits that just, they aren't serving you anymore. Maybe you act in a way, maybe you act out. Like maybe you, like I used to struggle with being able to like regulate myself when I would get into arguments like with my girl and whatnot, right? I didn't know how to emotionally slow down and like have uncomfortable conversations. I just knew how to rah, rah, rah. That's all I really knew how to do, right? And that's what I'm talking about, those unhealthy patterns, and it got to a point where I wanted it bad enough to change those patterns. I was tired of like, I don't want to say that I like ruining my relationship, but I definitely played into that. I definitely played into the dance of like ruining my relationship, not possessing that ability to be able to like regulate myself. So I'm sharing that to just say that whatever it is you're trying to change, man, you got to want it bad enough. You got to look at how not changing is affecting your life. Like I used to be a functioning alcoholic. I quit drinking 8 years ago. Me drinking, it was not helpful. It was not doing anything positive or productive for me. My personality would change, and I've hit rock bottom with alcohol use a few times. So that's why I can say I know sometimes when you want to change something, it's so hard to change it because you're so used to doing the old stuff. I've had a DUI in my life, I remember I got to I had a hit and run when I was like 20, 25. I don't even remember. I was in my 20s, but I remember being on probation for a bunch of things. You know what I mean? And the alcohol caused a lot of problems for me. And you would think I would have changed back then. So I know the struggle. You would have think you would have been like, damn, bro, you done been in jail. You done went through this. Ain't that enough? Nah, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you got to walk through the fire. Sometimes you got to lose your relationship. Sometimes you got to go through the fire with your kids, if you have kids, to finally say, damn, I got to change something. And I'm hoping that it doesn't get to that point for you. So what I'm saying is, look, man, you got to understand that the old you, he is established. And what I mean is he's here. So It's going to take some work and dedication for you, the new version of you who's trying to change and evolve. It's going to take that work to be able to like counteract that old you, that old identity, because he's so strong and powerful. He's been running the show for so long. It's going to take a level of dedication from you to be able to finally change that. You can watch all the videos in the world. You can watch all the YouTube in the world. It takes action. Okay? And that action, don't overdo it either. There's no such thing as perfection. I just did a video on why you have to always do your best, or just do your best. I can't even remember what I titled it, but always do your best, man. Because perfection doesn't exist. A lot of us are chasing perfection. Just give it what you can give it. No more, no less. Don't be so hard on yourself. All right? If you are trying to change things in your life and you're struggling, you find yourself constantly falling back, like you can't keep the promise to yourself, man, then use the link in the description and book a one-on-one call with me, okay? I help men with self-mastery, understanding why you can't follow through. You can't hold yourself accountable. Some of us may need that mentorship. We may need that coach. We may need that help to hold us accountable until we can learn to work the muscle on our own. That's okay. Okay? Do what you got to do. And some of us out here, man, you just gonna have to hit that wall. You're gonna have to crash that metaphorical car into that wall. Unfortunately. That's the reality of it. But back to what I said, man, I had a coaching call even like I want to say it was about a month ago. And the call dude was like, he was a sharp dude. You know, he was sharp. He kept saying like, I know I need to change things. I know I need to do this. I know I need to do that. And I told him, and I was like, yo, so why aren't you doing it? And I even said it to him. I was like, it sounds like you just don't want it bad enough. And he was like, damn. He's like, that is what it is. I just don't want it bad enough. Like he acknowledged it in the call. A lot of y'all know that too. A lot of y'all know that you just don't want it bad enough. You don't want to get your hands dirty. You think it's cool to just say, I want to do that. One day I'm going to do that. I know I need to do that. And then go back to the same shit you've been doing. Go pick up the Xbox controller. Go pick up the weed. And I'm not here knocking nobody who smoke or anything, man. I have my relationship with it too. But what I'm saying is, you got to be working on other things too in your life to counteract this type of shit, man. I'm not here promoting nothing negative or anything like that. Do what works for you, man. I do what works for me, okay? And at times, I lean into, at times I have to pull myself back. At times I have to be very mindful and say, okay, I'll give you an example. This dislocated shoulder, bro, this shit kind of threw off my whole trajectory. I'm a 42-year-old dude, go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week, consistently, and then to have a dislocated shoulder to fall off a skateboard, man, I'm like, oh shit, man. And they talking about this thing can re-dislocate. Yeah, that threw me off a little bit. It ain't gonna stop me from, trying to do my best, but what I'm saying is, that put me like kind of in a little funk. And I couldn't go to the gym and work out. And then even worse, I didn't even know, like, what can I do? Can I do push-ups? Can I do this? So I was waiting around to get to see a doctor. I was waiting to get to a physical therapist, waiting to get an MRI. There's a lot of steps that I was waiting on. And if you're not mentally strong, this waiting, this unknown, it can mess you up. It can have you in your head creating stories, and you're like, oh man, I'm miserable. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't ever miserable. But what I will say is, not being able to use my arm how I wanted to. It affected a lot of different aspects of my life. I was kind of just sitting on the couch after work. I was still going to work, but coming home, I was sitting a little bit more. I couldn't go to the gym like I usually do. I was smoking a little bit more too, to keep it real with you. I wasn't cooking food as much because my arm was all messed up. I've lost a few pounds. I've noticed on this dislocation journey that I've been on, man, like how it's affected me a little bit. Not being able to work out, not cooking meals. I don't even cook all that much as it is, but to not be able to cook like at all, damn near. I had me like, I wasn't able to use my shit confidently. I'm all kind of tucked up in here with the T-Rex arm. You know what I mean? And like, so I'm smoking a little bit more, not cooking, and I'm noticing like, damn, it had me thinking like, this is why I work out. This is why people have to work out and get in the gym, because if you don't have that centerpiece in your life, all this other shit starts to get louder and more prominent in your life. What I mean is like your weed smoking, your drinking, all them habits that maybe you have or you're trying to get rid of, they can kind of start to come to the forefront a little bit more when you're not pouring into yourself in that physical way. Going to the gym, doing something physical, going for walks, getting outside. It's like the injury that I had, man, it kind of had me fall into kind of like this, shit, I can't do this. But now, coming out of that, man, it's like, I just kind of just do the best that I can. Still go to PT. Still drive across town to make sure I'm taking my ass to these appointments twice a week so that I can strengthen it up. I've been able to finally do push-ups on the ground now. That's a milestone to be able to get back to. Like, all right, I'm going to get back to where I was. I was doing weighted pull-ups, I'm a guy that's never been able to hit 4 plates on a bench. I'm naturally a smaller guy. I'm in the gym, but man, to be able to put 4 plates on that bench, man, I was so close. Now I got to deal with the setback, but that's why you have to sharpen your mindset. Now, I know I'm kind of getting off on my storytelling tangents. I have a tendency to do that. But what I'm saying is to tie this all back is into why you just don't want it bad enough. I'm sharing all these examples with you, man. The obstacles, the challenges. I want it bad enough. I want to get back to Bryce. Not that I've lost who I am. I haven't. I'm very aware. And this is not to talk about me, but what I'm saying is where you're trying to get to, that new version of yourself, it's going to take work. You may take one step forward and then take a couple of steps back. Don't let those couple of steps back knock you completely off your journey. Stay on the journey. Just know that challenges, obstacles are coming. Okay, that's part of it. But before you get to the challenges and obstacles, you got to be real with yourself. How bad do you want it? How dedicated are you? This shit ain't easy, man. A lot of us want that snap your fingers, boom, I got it right now in my lap. I was thinking about this the other day, man. I went on a date with a woman the other day. I was like, man, a lot of us dudes out here, man, we think that we go snap our fingers and just, you got a pretty lady. Right here, willing and ready for you. No, you got to put in some work. If you want somebody of quality, and by work, you might have to take her on a date or 2. That's the work. And you need to be working on yourself so that when you are sitting in front of that lady and having a conversation, you ain't all riddled with anxiety. Oh man, I'm all nervous. I don't even know what to say. I'm performing, dancing monkey. No, so that means you got to go put in some work and be intentional on learning who you are. Pouring into who you are. Building who you are up. Getting in the gym. Not just getting in the gym though. Building your mindset up. Learning why you do the things that you do. Because once you can start to do that, you take control over yourself. The real you starts to shine. But it takes work. And you gotta want it bad enough. Or you're just gonna keep doing the same things that you're doing. You already know that though, because that's what you've been doing. Before I keep going, if y'all getting any value out of this video, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you know when I make more videos just like this. Y'all leave me some comments. Let me know if you like this, like this video, like this message, if it's resonating with you. Y'all let me know what you think about it. All right, y'all chime in. Give me some of your thoughts. Also, if you want to dive deeper into this type of understanding of yourself, self-mastery, then book a one-on-one call with me, all right? I used to suck at this stuff, man. I had to really learn how to really take control over who I was. I wanted it bad enough. Some of us are so disciplined that you only got to tell me once. You ain't got to tell me 7 and 8 times. Show me what the play is. I'm about to run that play efficiently. I may fall, I may trip, I may stumble. Give me the blueprint. Put me in the game, coach. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all ain't even in the arena. You're not even at the stadium. You out there in the parking lot still. How do I get in? I'm trying to get to the game, but I don't even know if I want to go in there, bro. I don't want it bad enough. I'm about to go back home. Nah, bro. Get your ass in the game. Stop breaking promises to yourself. Stop saying you're going to do it tomorrow. Do it today. Ain't nobody else going to do it for you. You know nobody coming to save your ass. You got to put the work in. All right, so that's all I got for y'all, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you check out this video right here on the screen. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this one. I'll see you on the next video, all right? Peace.